Imagine this: a quiet gas station on a sunny afternoon, the kind of place where people stop to fuel up and move on. Suddenly, the peace is shattered as a group of loud bikers roars in, acting tough and throwing their weight around. They spot a man at the pump, a regular-looking guy minding his own business. Thinking he's an easy target, they decide to mess with him. But what they don't know is, this isn't just any guy. As tension builds, the situation takes an unexpected turn that no one saw coming. What happens next is a moment of instant karma so satisfying, it'll leave you speechless. Stick around because this story is about to prove that sometimes the quiet ones are the most dangerous. The man at the pump didn't seem fazed by the bikers. He stayed calm, finishing up as they surrounded him with mocking laughter and snide remarks. One of them stepped closer, trying to intimidate him, while the others egged him on. To anyone watching, it seemed like the man was outmatched, just one guy against a group. But there was something about him, a quiet confidence, like he'd been in situations like this before. The bikers, too caught up in their act, didn't notice the man's sharp eyes scanning his surroundings or the subtle way he shifted his stance. As they kept pushing, something about him started to feel off, like he wasn't afraid at all. The tension was electric, and it felt like everything was building toward something big, but no one could guess what was coming next. The leader of the bikers, a burly guy with a leather jacket and a smug grin, decided to take things up a notch. He leaned in closer, tapping the man's car with his boot. "Nice ride," he said mockingly, his voice dripping with sarcasm. The others laughed, creating a circle of intimidation. But the man didn't flinch. He simply looked up, meeting the leader's gaze with an unsettling calm. A bystander pumping gas nearby froze, unsure whether to intervene or stay out of it. The air grew thick with unease as the man set down the pump and quietly closed his car's fuel cap. He didn't raise his voice, didn't throw insults back. He just stood there, looking at the leader like he already knew how this would end. The bikers exchanged uneasy glances, but they weren't ready to back down. One of them muttered, "What's he gonna do?" As the leader reached out, ready to push the man further. But before anything could escalate, a faint sound, a distant, sharp noise, interrupted the scene. Everyone froze, the bikers suddenly unsure of the man they thought they had cornered. The noise grew louder, unmistakable now. A rhythmic, metallic clicking sound that seemed to echo through the gas station. The man's calm expression didn't waver as he turned slightly, his movements deliberate. The leader's smirk faltered, replaced with a flicker of doubt. "What's that?" one of the bikers mumbled, shifting nervously. The man didn't answer. Instead, he opened the door to his car, and from inside came something unexpected. An authoritative voice over a radio. It wasn't music or static. It was clipped, professional, and unmistakably official. The realization spread across the bikers' faces like wildfire, but they were still trying to act tough. "Hey, you think you're scaring us?" The leader barked, but his voice lacked the edge it had moments ago. The man remained silent, his stillness more intimidating than any words. He stepped back, giving the bikers a clear view of his car's license plate, one that carried a designation none of them could mistake. The sound of a distant siren started to creep into the background, faint but growing, as the bikers glanced around nervously. The man crossed his arms, his calm composure now an undeniable warning. The sirens grew louder, their wail cutting through the tense silence. The bikers exchanged uneasy glances, their earlier bravado slipping. "Cops, here?" one of them muttered, shifting uncomfortably. But before anyone could make a move, the man did something that caught everyone off guard. He reached into his jacket and pulled out a badge, not just any badge, but one that gleamed with authority. The bikers froze, their eyes darting between the man and the approaching sirens. "You've got to be kidding me," the leader muttered under his breath, his face pale now. But the man wasn't done yet. He took a step closer, his voice calm but firm. "I gave you plenty of chances to walk away," he said, his tone sharp enough to cut through the tension. Just then, the sound of heavy engines rumbled in the distance, not from police cars, but something bigger. The bikers turned, their hearts sinking as a convoy of black SUVs rolled into view, surrounding the gas station. Doors swung open, and out stepped men in tactical gear, their presence making it clear this was no routine traffic stop. The leader of the bikers swallowed hard, realizing they had underestimated the wrong man. But what came next was something none of them could have anticipated. As the tactical team approached, the bikers knew they were outmatched. The leader tried to keep his composure, raising his hand slightly. "Look, we didn't mean anything. Just having a little fun," he said, his voice shaking. The man with the badge didn't respond right away. He let the silence stretch, the weight of the moment sinking in for everyone. Then the man spoke, his voice calm but commanding. "Fun? You call threatening people fun?" He stepped closer, his gaze locked on the leader. "You're lucky I'm in a generous mood today." The tension broke as the tactical team began to secure the area, but then came the twist. One of the men in gear approached the man with the badge and saluted. "Everything's in place, sir," he said. The bikers stared, confused. The man turned back to them, a faint smile playing on his lips. "You see," he said, "this wasn't about you. You just happened to pick the wrong place at the wrong time." The bikers' confusion deepened as the tactical team pulled out equipment, scanning the area like they were looking for something else entirely. "What's going on?" one of the bikers blurted out. The man didn't answer, instead walking toward his car. As he got in, he glanced back one last time. "Consider this your lucky day," he said, his tone sharp. And with that, he drove off, leaving the bikers surrounded, bewildered, and realizing they'd stumbled into a situation far bigger than themselves. As the man's car disappeared down the road, the bikers stood frozen, still trying to process what had just happened. The tactical team continued their mysterious operation, making it clear this was about something far more significant than a simple altercation. One by one, the bikers quietly backed away, slipping off their bikes and disappearing into the distance, their earlier arrogance replaced with uneasy silence. For the man, it was just another day, another moment where staying calm and composed had made all the difference. He had nothing to prove, no need for bravado, just a quiet confidence that had handled the situation without a single unnecessary move. Sometimes, karma doesn't need help. It has a way of striking back when least expected. And for those bikers, it was a lesson they wouldn't forget anytime soon.